Well, that's right, everyone. It is that time. It is that time again for another edition of Marilyn's Cafe Society Radio right here on YouTube. And of course, today is Tuesday. It's the 18th day of January 2022. Whoop, there goes my light. It's been off and on for the past hour or so, so bear with me if it blinks out again. But anyway, welcome. Welcome to the show. And how are you on this Tuesday? How's the year going for you? Well, I told you that I would get back on camera as soon as I could, and it just so happened that I had an event a few hours ago that I had to attend. So voila, I was already dialed up to some degree, dolled up. Did I say that right? Dolled up, not dialed up, dolled up. As in, my face is kind of made up and I'm camera ready. So I thought, why not? I'd go on camera today and, of course, hang out just for a bit to bring you the show. And so, yeah, it's been pretty busy year for me so far, just doing what I do and, of course, trying to make sure that I hit those goals, those benchmarks, and encourage others to do the same, and prayerfully help others in the process as well. And so I hope that you are able to do that too. And so, last week, which was the first show of the year, we did not have an opportunity to actually check out what was happening in the world of coronavirus, short of what we've been hearing in the media. And so I'm ready today. I have it for you. I have the latest update with the COVID-19 pandemic. And so again, the source is the John Hopkins University COVID tracker. And so they are, as of around 4 o'clock this afternoon, Chicago time, they are saying that we have 332.6 million COVID-19 cases worldwide. And of course, we're hovering around 5 million. Actually, I have the exact number. It's 5,551,444 deaths now worldwide. Now, that's an increase of about 99,221 from my report a couple of weeks ago. So, just under 100,000 more cases from 2 weeks ago worldwide, which is, in the grand scheme of things, I guess it's not horrible, but, one life affected by this horrible disease is one life too many, right? All right. And so bring it back home here in the United States. We've reported just under 67.1 million confirmed COVID-19 cases and 853,340 deaths, which is an increase of about 25,130 more lives lost since my last report a couple of weeks ago. In China, well, they're reporting an uptick in cases as well, about 2,600 more from my last report, which brings them to about 118,211 cases. And their deaths for COVID, COVID-related deaths, still remain at 4,849, which again, I just say it all over and over and over again. Remarkable, remarkable, remarkable. Now, listen, speaking of China, they won't be selling tickets to the upcoming Winter Olympics or the Paralympics in Beijing. And of course, this is all due to COVID. Instead, they will be passing out the invites to a select group of individuals as spectators. And, I would imagine those are probably the people that they know are going to follow all the guidelines and so forth. And also, this report just came in earlier today. They have instituted another lockdown in China because of that slight uptick in COVID cases. Again, no deaths, but 2,600 more cases to them is a lot. And so they've instituted another lockdown, which is affecting everything all over again, including our supply chain. So, as if we haven't already had enough issues with shortages of goods, it looks like there may be some more shortages about to happen. So, anyway, um, I want you guys to continue to do what you've been doing, and that is to stay safe. Wash your hands, social distance, wear your mask, wear two of them if you have to, or even three. And again, this as of late, they have really been pushing these KN95 or N95 masks because they really do the job. So make sure that, and I don't know about you, but I've been seeing the pop-up ads everywhere when I'm online and even in my email box. So they're readily available, not like it was when COVID first happened and, regular citizens weren't able to get the KN95 mask or the N95 mask, but now they're out there. And so use those for now, until things get better. Um, so what I do is I use the KN95 and then I sort of insert a surgical mask on the inside of that one. And then, to make it look hip and cool, I put a cloth mask with whatever design I choose on top of that. Now, is it difficult to breathe? Not really. Of course, it's uncomfortable. We're not used to walking around in mask, right? Whether it's just a single surgical mask, a single KN95 mask, or all three at one time. It's uncomfortable, but it's breathable. And then as long as if you work indoors and you're able to take breaks and just step outside momentarily where there isn't a crowd of people and, take in some fresh air and breathe, do that. And, just kind of push through the day because, you can still breathe through them. But the point is the layering kind of, helps filter out any of the virus that may be trying to find a new host, and you don't want to be it, right? All right, all right, all right. So, real quick, let's jump to some business news now. Um, as I just said, with China imposing these new lockdowns because of Omicron, I should say, and its impact that it's having. And then here in the United States, we're dealing with higher inflation and shortages of everything, has caused these financial or economic forecasters to lower their projections for economic growth this quarter in the United States. Now, these analysts who were surveyed by the Wall Street Journal dropped their quarter one forecast to just 3% annual growth. Now, I'm no economist or financial analyst by any means, so I'm not sure what that means, but for it to make the news, it must mean something. So I thought I'd bring that to your attention. Something else I thought I would bring to your attention is the fact that the IRS will ask every taxpayer about crypto transactions. Yeah, during this current tax season that we're entering. So be prepared, folks, for all those people who have been investing in cryptocurrency and doing your thing with the cryptocurrency. There will be a question on your tax filing papers about it. So be prepared to answer it. All right, and so there's this new survey out from Oxfam. It's actually a report, more than a survey, that detailed how the wealth of billionaires increased more than ever in these last couple of years since we've been in this pandemic. The 10 richest people in the world, who all happen to be white men, have more than doubled their wealth from a collective of 700 billion to $1.5 trillion in a matter of 2 years. I am just amazed. And it's not that, you're all about the money and everything's all about the money, but money is a wonderful tool to have as you navigate your way through life. And so I am not going to discount the importance of money, but these are just 10 white men. Now listen to this. On the other end of the spectrum, the report is showing that an estimated 160 million people were pushed further into poverty during that same time frame. So that's concerning, right? That's concerning. And so, you know, prayerfully, we all fall somewhere in the middle, not on the low end of being pushed further into poverty. And certainly, are we prepared to suddenly become billionaires or trillionaires? I don't know. I have the good Lord on my side, so I'm sure that He will prepare me. But can anyone else? It remains to be seen. So being somewhere in the middle, I think, is a good place to be in the grand scheme of things. All right. Well, let's take a look at the stock market report. And as of the close today, that's right, we're a little late with the show today. As of the close, the Dow was down 1.51% to 36,368.47 points. The S&P 500 was also down 1.84% to 4,577.11 points, and the NASDAQ was down 2.57% to 15,210.76 points. Now, gold dipped a little bit as well. They were down $5.75 to $1,813.80 per ounce. Did I say that right? $1,813.80 per ounce. That's what I meant to say. Okay. So yeah, just about $5.75 down per ounce. Oil, it was up at the close this evening, up $2.17 to $86.49 per barrel. And there you have your stock market report. Now, in other news, and this is entertainment related. I didn't do an extensive entertainment report, by the way, but this one is because I'm somewhat involved in, kind of, sort of. Voting has begun for the 40th annual Chicago Music Awards show. And the date for this particular show is going to be on Saturday, April 2nd of 2022. It's going to be held at the Congress Plaza Hotel in Chicago, Illinois. And things are going to kick off around 6 p.m. on that evening. Now, voting has begun and it will wrap up on March 15th of 2022. Now, if you want to see the full list of all the categories and nominees in each category, you can go to www.chicagomusicawards.org. Take a look at everything, fill out the form, and of course, cast your vote. Only one vote is allowed per person. So, once you try to cast a second vote, it's going to automatically cancel out your first one. So don't do that. All right. All right. Let's keep it right. So again, go ahead and vote for your favorite Chicago artist for this upcoming 40th annual Chicago Music Awards. Again, chicagomusicawards.org for the full list of nominees, categories, and to cast your vote. How exciting, right? All right. Well, one last thing before we go, and of course, we know that yesterday was the official holiday for Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. His birthday was on Friday, I believe, the 15th, his actual birthday, but the celebration is always, the federal celebration is always on that following Monday. And so, everybody was having some kind of Dr. King celebration, either virtually or in person with limitations. And so, but listen to this. Martin Luther King III went out to Arizona specifically to call out Democratic Senator Kristen Sinema, along with Senator Joe Manchin, to change the Senate's Jim Crow era filibuster rules that are making voting rights legislation difficult to pass. Now, the two senators have been key players in refusing to change the filibuster rules, and the King family, Democrats and President Biden, wanted to deliver a majority victory on voting rights around Martin Luther King Jr. Day, which did not happen because the Democrats need 60 votes in the Senate to overcome this Republican filibuster, and they only have 50 senators. And so, a proposal to change filibuster rules so 50 would be sufficient was dismissed by Kristen Sinema and Joe Manchin, who, by the way, support the voting rights bill, so they say, but they don't support this changing of rules of the filibuster. And so, according to Huffington Post, the bill that they're trying to pass, we know this, right? We've talked about it on the show in the past. It's the Freedom to Vote John R. Lewis Act. It's a bill that's about 735 pages long, and its purpose is to overhaul how the United States elections are run and to reform other areas of national politics like campaign finance and the gerrymandering of congressional districts. It would also make Election Day a federal holiday in midterm and presidential years. And so, according to Democratic activists and people who've been watching this closely, they're pressing and just talking about the importance of protecting voting rights and how it's becoming increasingly more urgent because by all accounts, the GOP-led states pass election laws that have made it harder to vote, especially for minorities. And so voting rights is something that should definitely be protected. And I just cannot believe that we are in the new millennium still talking about this. In fact, this is 2022. I can't wrap my head around why voting rights is still something that we're trying to protect. We cannot start to slowly cherry pick and nitpick on these important bills and acts and pieces of legislation and laws that have been changed over the decades to eradicate some of the civil and human rights issues that we were facing, a half a century ago. We really must take a stand and prevent it. And so, I feel horrible that I'm still talking about protecting voting rights. I'm just at a loss for words. I can't understand it. But I believe that this John Lewis voting bill will pass. Some way, somehow, it's going to pass. And we can move on. We can move this country forward. We can be the progressive nation that we say we are and get on about the business of continuing to protect this country from the real people who want to do some harm to us. And so that's my one last thing that I wanted to bring to your attention, and if you get some emails that ask you to sign a little petition or whatever to support voting rights, be sure that you do that. All right, so are you ready for the word of the month? Remember, we're revealing. This is a year in review because these words are not ordinary words. They're different. And, it really takes repetition to get new learning to stick with you. And so, again, the word for this month, January of 2022, is once again Janissary. Janissary, which is devoted or dedicated follower and supporter. Janissary. And so the challenge is to use it in your day-to-day life, use it in your conversations and really get to learn the word. Okay. And so, again, I have this platform, the website, and other means to help you promote your business, your service, your brand, your product, whatever. So just shoot an email to me at producer@marilynscafesociety.com for all the information that I need to share with you to help you do that. And remember, we also have the Christmas giveaway that we do every year. And so I'm always trying to plan ahead and get as much support as I can behind that as well. And so if you're willing to assist with that, and in exchange, promote your business, your brand, your product, your service. Again, producer@marilynscafesociety.com. Also, remember to check out that website, marilynscafesociety.com. There you can connect with me on the social media platforms. The blog link is there for the weekly blogs. And of course, the YouTube channel link is also there for you to like, subscribe, and share. And just in the last couple of months, I started the Mondays with Marilyn email club. And so to get on that Monday email list, all you have to do is send your email to Marilyn's Cafe Society at yahoo.com. And just like that, you're in. Just, in the subject line or in the notes, just say, hey, add me to the email club, and you're in. It's as easy as that. All right. And so we keep it simple. Whoop, there's that light again. We keep it simple and light, nothing long and lengthy for you to read, but just something to kind of give you a little boost to get your week started and going. So what is love? What is love? Love is, as I reflect on the life of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and his work and what he really wanted to happen in this country and the dream that he had, I'm just going to put it out there and say that love is dreams coming true. Not just our own individual, personal, private dreams, that only affect us and maybe our immediate circle of people, but the bigger dream of freedom and justice and independence for all, And so that's what love is on this particular show today. All right, love is dreams coming true. All right, and so that's it, everybody. Until we do this again next week, look for the blog, which should be posted no later than Thursday of this week. I know last week was really, really behind, but we're back on track and things will be working like clockwork as usual again. So until the blog is posted and we connect that way, and perhaps over the weekend we'll connect on social media, but until this next show, which will be next Tuesday, be sure that you live, you laugh, and you love. And as always, it is a pleasure and a privilege to be sharing some time with you. And I'll see you on the next show, okay? All right, peace out, everybody. Be good.